And welcome back again, Marquette. It's that time of the year again, time to start registering for some of the classes this semester. One important part of registering is meeting your advisor. In just a moment, I'm going to be joined by Tori Dykes, who is a reporter for the Marquette Tribune, and she spent some time investigating the topic of advising. And we will get an opportunity to speak with her in just a moment. And as advising marks the start of registration, MUTV News correspondent Ryan Chambers also talked with students to find out how they are feeling as the sign-up time approaches.
We're just past a halfway point of the semester, which means it's time for students to start planning their next semester. This process can leave some students frustrated and confused.
Well, usually I get an email. I'll call up the advisors in the arts and sciences because that's the college I'm in. I'll make sure to remember who my advisor is in the first place.
The registration process actually has gotten a lot easier because I just normally put the classes I want in my little locker thing or whatever it is on checkmark, and then when it's my time I just go in and click accept to my classes, and so it's pretty easy, straightforward, not stressful.
Well, for me, the registration process is very long. I have two advisors, one for EOP, and that advisor does help me and assist me in making my schedule for the next semester. But my other advisor through my college basically yells at me, and it's a waste of my time.
When asked if the registration process was helpful, opinions are split down the middle, mostly based on personal experiences.
I find the advising sessions useful at all.
But I think it works pretty well, and meeting with your advisor does help so they can go over all the criteria you need to have filled and everything. So
I mean, there's a lot of it is kind of personal. You know, you have to figure out what you want to do, but for the most part they're just there as just a helping hand, and they helped me out freshman year, and I'm on track this year, so far so good.
Actually, I think it is because before I didn't think it was before I declared my major, and now that I've declared, it's gotten a lot easier because they actually know the process, they know what I need to do, and so especially since I have two majors, it's nice to have people to talk to.
Once students have met with their advisors, the next step is for them to register online. They are given a random time to do so, which has left some students with mixed feelings.
I don't think it's fair at all. I think they just put me last, and I really don't know how they randomly select the days they choose, but I don't like it.
I mean, usually hear a lot of complaints coming from it. My incoming freshman year, I got the last time slot, but then for my second semester freshman year, I was one of the first dates. I mean, I'm not sure if it depends on how many credits you have coming in, but it kind of is what it is.
But what's kind of stinky is that, especially for me, since I'm a freshman, I have a really far away date, so the classes that I want, I won't necessarily get, and I might get bad time slots, all 8 a.m.s or something.
I think it's fine. I think it's a fine way to do it because then it guarantees that the site's not overloaded, and I haven't had a problem not getting into classes that I needed to get into, so I think it's pretty fair considering how it works.
My advisors helped me out getting classes that I needed that I wasn't sure if I was going to get into in the first place, so it all worked out. Yeah.
Whether you like the process or not, we know that most things will. For MUTV News, this is Ryan Chambers.
Thank you very much, Ryan. And I am joined by Tori Dykes, who is a columnist for the Marquette Tribune. And obviously, we do know that registration time is here. And I understand that you've taken a look in your latest article about some of the process of registration. Can you just tell us, here at Marquette, can you just give me a quick overview of what your story is going to be about?
Yeah, what the story really looks at is the advising system, because that's something we sort of take for granted here at the university. And so what we wanted to do at the Tribune was to see how we do it and to see if that really is the best way of doing it, and to see whether or not the faculty members and the students involved are actually satisfied with the system. Because there are a lot of universities, like for example other Jesuit universities like St. Louis University and Loyola Chicago, that have a staff of full-time professional advisors whose only job is to advise as opposed to just faculty advisors, whereas at Marquette, we rely almost primarily on faculty advisors, and so the story sort of looks at how that plays out at Marquette and how effective the system really is.
Well, and you mentioned that about other comparable schools, having the professional advisors. Does that seem to work well for them? Is the faculty happy with it? Are the students happy with it?
Well, we've got some mixed reactions because certainly as far as faculty advisors are going, they like the mentoring aspect of the advising system. They like to be able to meet students and talk to them about career goals and internships. But we've also found that these faculty aren't necessarily as happy having to advise with regard to the course system and course requirements, because that requires a specialized knowledge beyond their field. You know, they're a political science professor and they have to know the undergraduate bulletin. And with students, we also see some frustration with advisors, faculty advisors that don't necessarily know the courses they're supposed to take, and also double majors.
I apologize for cutting you off, but I really appreciate it and certainly look forward to learning a little bit more about that in the article. And coming up next, we'll have a look with Katie Doyle to tell us what's going on in the exciting world of sports. Stay tuned.